Well, what about you folks? It's wee Paddy from across the shuck, and I've another wee video for you today. I'm going to move my little sign out of the way, and it's another video on a very budget knife. And as you know, I love budget knives. I done with the 710 a couple of days ago, and this one I think is better than the 710. In fact, and I'm going to be very bold, I'm going to say it is better than the 710. And to me, it's a step up from the 710. Now, it's a step up on money too. It's about £3, $5 dearer. So it keeps it within the budget. For us over in the UK, it's about £7.99, and the US, you're talking $10, $11. So we're not going silly here. We're just going up a wee bit. But the craftsmanship, the knife itself is a great knife. It's made by that same company again, Sanrenmu, who I just swear by. Not that I'm, I got them from Gearbest long before Gearbest ever offered me to do reviews for them. I have always had Sanrenmu, and if you're back in my channel, you'll see how many I have gone through. I've gone through this one, but it was a long time ago. So when I got the 710, I thought, well, I'll get another one as well while I'm there, because these are for people who just come round, for those who haven't seen them before, and for those who have been around a while but thought, well, why would I want to get that? I'm going to show you, and I'm going to, I hope, impress on you why you should go and get this beautiful knife. Right, comes in the usual Sanrenmu box, which is great. Pull the back off it, knock that off, and out she comes. And this is the knife. Now this is what they call, what do they call this? Yeah, I think they call, this is light yellow. It's like a bronzy colour. It's nothing to do with yellow at all. It's a lovely bronzy colour. And you'll see there's an axis lock here. Apart from Benchmade's, my bug out, axis lock, absolutely perfect. This, oh, bug out, this is the freest axis lock of the lot. Now, it's still new and it'll get better as it wears in. But this is the most beautiful, easily run axis lock for a small knife. Lovely. Now, what can this knife do? Well, there you go. There's the size. Look at that slicer grind on that blade. That is a hollow grind that is so thin behind the edge. It's absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. I can get a full 4 fingers. Now, it's just on, but it is a full 4 fingers behind that knife. But even if it was only 3, you're still getting enough of the knife. It's got nice jimping up here. It's not harsh, and it goes on up into the blade, but it does. It works. It's got a lanyard hold at the back. It's got milling out on the inside. Now, this is where, can you see that? There's the top and the bottom. Top and bottom milled out for a budget knife. HCR13. It's a budget knife. They're not making any secrets of it. There's a lovely finger guard, so you're not going to slip up. That's what I mean with that 3 fingers. Even if you had a big hand, and you would have to have a fairly big hand to not get something of that last finger on. Do you know what I mean? There's room there. But this is a medium. Mine's a medium hand, and I can get a full 4 finger grip without squeezing at all, and a good jimping on top to do some work, to do some pressure work. Lovely deep pocket clip. It's not ultra deep, but it's getting up near there. It's nicely done, and it's a nice tension on the clip. And this is aluminium, so it makes it fairly light. But it is just so free-flowing with an axis lock. It really is. For a $10 knife, do you know? I can't, you know, this, it just makes you, but this axis lock on this, I think it's even better than most of the Ganzos, to be honest with you. And this is an older knife. Well, it's not older than the Ganzo, but it's just it's not a new knife. It's not just something that's come out recently. This axis lock, I believe, one of the best out there apart from Benchmade. So I'm going to give you the measurements and then we'll have a wee chat about it. It's only going to be a quick review because it is, again, a budget knife. So the length of the blade, the cutting edge, it is 2.5-inch cutting edge, but that's with a great big belly on it too. Overall, it is about 6.25 inches. In the millimeters, it's about 6.5 centimeters cutting edge, and it's just under 16 centimeters long. So, how thick's a blade, I hear you say? Well, I'm just going to tell you how thick the blade is. Now, the blade is 0.09 in inches, and so it's about it must be about 3.2 in it now. Where am I? Get back here to zero. Zero, sorry, making a bit of a Horlicks. It's just 2 millimeters. 2 millimeters. That's it. So it's thick enough for a nice this size. You can see the blade. I'm going to put that behind it. It's a nice blade for the size of the knife. It's quite boxy, but when it's in your hand, it doesn't feel boxy because it is such a small knife. You need that sort of boxy. What's that across there? I'll just see what it's across. I would say it's under. Let me just get that the inches. I can't work these blooming thing. It's 0.43 inches. So it's well under half an inch. But because of the boxiness, it does fill your hand a bit. It really gives it a nice feeling. But look how just fast that shoots out. Absolutely great. Now, there's a G10 or plastic, I'm not sure what it is. Probably G10 spacer there. But I showed you it's not flow through, obviously, but the fact that you've got a knife in this price range that's been milled out on the inside, I mean, those are things budget knives just don't do. They don't do, but this hollow grind, let me just show you it cutting. I mean, again, I have never touched these. I never have to touch them. It's Sanrenmu. Look at that. It's just beautiful. Straight through the paper. Cardboard. Look at that. You can hardly even hear it going through it. It's just such a lovely edge on it. And there's a wee bit of paracord. I'm not going to cut a whole lot because there's no point. It's so thin behind the edge. Listen, it just pops through it. How clean is that for, you know, a budget knife on a bit of paracord? So what's it for? To me, it's an EDC knife. This is an office EDC because this wouldn't frighten people in the office. This would not scare anybody. You don't have to flick it out. You can just move it up and there is a nice wee knife. In fact, I would say it's probably one of the better little pocket knives you could take into an office because you wouldn't even mind, well, at that price you would mind giving it to somebody, but I'm awful funny about giving people knives that have got different locks on them. I'm always frightened them cut themselves, but you can hand them that, and that to me is just a lovely knife. It will do most tasks. Look how thick the blade is. Let me just see what that is. It's about just under 2.5 centimeters, and it's about 7/8 of an inch. So, I mean, that's a good broad blade, but it's the cut of it. It's this. This is just a slicing machine. You see, if you get your dinner out and you want to cut your dinner up, cut sausages up or anything, an apple up, that is the job. It's so handy to put in your hand and do an apple, whatever you want to do. Lovely, lovely knife, lovely blade. It looks aesthetically nice too. I mean, if you were to hand this to somebody and say, "That's not a knife person, how much does this cost?" I don't think they're going to say under £10 because it is such, it's just an efficient knife. And when they see the locking system, I mean, how good is that? Now, to be honest with you, it's brand new, so it'll take it a while. And this is as loose as a Benchmade after about a week. Or you can loosen the pivot. I just don't loosen the pivots. I let the knife work itself in. But it's silent in operation. It is absolutely cracking. So it's a 7063 AUC LY Axis lock knife. Now, I have, down in the description, I have a coupon code for this, which is $7.99 UK, which is probably about 10-11 US. So it's for nothing again. If you haven't got one, or you want to try one, or you've got a young man who's had maybe a wee pocket knife and you want up his game, if you like. He's getting a bit older. He wants something a bit more fancy. Don't go buying Benchmates when you can get something like this. This is just as good for a young man growing up. But it's good for this young man. It's good for this young man. It is such a nice knife to use, put in the pocket. There's no real effort in carrying that about. But for me, I think definitely for a young man who wants to move up, this is the way to go. If you're just around, try this as an axis lock. Before you go spending $116 on that, this is no doubt that it's better. You know, there's no doubt. This is a Benchmade. It's their lock. They invented this lock. Although it's out of their control now, anybody can use it. But I'm trying to think. There's another knife now. It's Anthropy. I can never remember this knife. There's a wee Kershaw Anthropy. They're about the same size. And this is another wee knife. This is the it's got the assist on it. Absolutely lovely assist on it. But this, now you've seen of them as assist. How fast is that? You know, that's as good as, it just comes out, great value. And I'm going to put it down next to, this is a medium sword buster. This is an AJ Russell. And the reason I picked this is because it's quite a thick blade compared to that. Now, you know, it compares better to the blade than some of the thinner knives that I had. It's a wee bit bigger. But the one thing with a sword buster or a friction knife is you really do need to learn how to use them. You don't need to learn how to use this. You have to take careful. It's two hand put away. This is one hand, fingers out of the way, and away you go. And out she zips. So, I mean, it's a quick review. It's just a lovely little knife. I say the name's in the description. Go down the description, and there's a coupon code for $7.99 UK, which will be about $10–11 US. So you just give it a try. I recommend this as much as I did the 7010. This is better. So if you've got that one, this is definitely one that you should go for. So I'm away for a wee cup of tea. I hope you like this. This to me is a cracker. So take care, folks. All the very best. Wee Patty. Bye. Bye.